What's going on, traders? Welcome to Investing Trends, where we talk about the latest news and trades on trending stocks. This is a follow-up video to the last GameStop video that I published on January the 13th, 2021. The stock was trading around $38 per share, and today it closed at $347 per share. That is close to 10 times return in a matter of 2 weeks. This is a historical moment, and all of you should know what is going on with GameStop. Most likely, there will be a movie that comes out about this event where it is a war between the individual retail investors represented by the WallStreetBets community and institutional hedge funds at Wall Street. So WallStreetBets is an online community of individual investors who discuss investment ideas with strong focus on doing YOLO trades, where you go all in on a stock that they like. It is a subreddit that blew up in members, where it gained over 500,000 members within 3 months, and now at over 3.5 million members, it is massively talked about in mainstream media such as CNBC, Wall Street Journal, and New York Times. And on the other side of the war, Melvin Capital is a hedge fund that over-leveraged its short position, where they failed to account how risky their position was. This is what happens when you don't truly account the risk to benefit of a trade, and while you may think it is a low chance of something bad to happen, when it happens, you get destroyed. Melvin Capital was in deep trouble and needed to get out of the short squeeze mess as the stock price of GameStop kept rising and staying up there. So Melvin called its institutional buddies Citadel and Point72 to provide them $2.75 billion to short the stock even more. And I want to take this opportunity to thank Chamath and Elon Musk for coming out and supporting the retail investors on this trade. On January 26th, yesterday, Chamath tweeted that he bought February 115 calls on GameStop, which gave him huge profits as he sold it today. Plus, right after market close yesterday, Elon Musk tweeted GameStonk, boosting the stock price higher after hours, giving much support that was needed. I also want to point out that there were some odd events that occurred during this week. For one, we noticed that there were a lot of hate on WallStreetBets and how they should be regulated, and that the SEC needs to look into the subreddit. CNBC was saying how ridiculous this whole thing was and trying to discredit the retail investors. Another is that we started seeing a lot of distractions of shorting other stocks such as BlackBerry and AMC to try to get retail investors not to pile up on GameStop, but use their cash to buy other stocks. The less cash poured into GameStop due to other investments, the more likely Melvin Capital is going to win. Third is the actual trading behavior and pattern that occurred during the day, where we see massive, sharp sell-off on the GameStop stock. All of this is the institution's attempt to fearmonger the retailers to bail out on the strategy and hoping Melvin and other hedge funds to recoup their losses. After you check out this clip from Chamath, I will go into my thoughts on what is the high probability trade on GameStop for the rest of the week.
I think that what you're seeing is essentially a pushback against the establishment in a really important way. You have a lot of people, and I would encourage anybody who is dismissive of this thing to go into WallStreetBets and actually just read the forums. And I think that you're going to see 3 kinds of posts. The first kind of content are a lot of people doing some incredible fundamental diligence on companies, trying to think about long-term value. And in my opinion, many of them are doing as good and, frankly, a better job than a lot of hedge fund analysts that I work with. That's number one. The second are a lot of people who believe that, coming out of 2008, what happened was Wall Street took an enormous amount of risk, and they left retail as the bag holder. And a lot of these kids were in grade school and high school when that happened. They lost their homes. Their parents lost their jobs. And they've always wondered, why did those folks get bailed out for taking enormous amounts of risk, and nobody helped and showed up to help my family? And then the third thing is a realization that instead of having idea dinners or, quiet whispered conversations amongst hedge funds in the Hamptons, these kids have the courage to do it transparently in a forum. And I'm not saying all of it is perfect by any means, But I think it takes an enormous amount of faith in the system to be that transparent, to talk about things, and then for each individual to make their own mind up and to do things, whether it's to buy and to sell.
So here's what I expect to happen the rest of the week. Again, this is just my speculation and trade based on my own thoughts and will. I must say that this is a very high risk and very volatile environment, so not for the faint of heart. But the guys at WallStreetBet did a phenomenal job of holding the stock and buying more shares of GME on dips, and it looks like they are fully convinced that this is going to go up even more. They are putting a price target of $1,000 and $5,000 and holding strong. My thoughts is that the stock will continue to go higher tomorrow and Friday. Friday is a big day for GameStop as options are set to expire, and there is gamma squeeze in addition to the short squeeze. The important thing here is that the short shares are becoming more and more expensive, but do not expire like options. So this war can drag on and most likely continue next week until one side throws in the towel. I hope this was helpful and informative to what is going on, as it truly is a once-in-a-lifetime history that is happening right now. Please invest safely, subscribe to the channel, and hit that like button. I thank you, appreciate you, and see you next time.